Layer makers gather round. It's time to spread that crafty sound. Paper, ink, stamps and snips, we're rolling up our sleeves. Come get your tips, from fresh ideas to color so bold. New techniques and stories told. Every card a little piece of art. Let's dive in, let's make a start. New in the studio, Lisa's here. Spark your style, bring some cheer. Stamp it, snip it, let it flow. Watch your creativity grow.
Hi friends, my name is Lisa Schmidt. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to New in the Studio. First off, how was your Christmas? How was last week? I hope you had a wonderful week. It took us, we had kind of like 3 separate Christmases because on Christmas Eve morning, we opened presents with our grandkids and stockings and the whole everything. And that was very fun and very kind of crazy. It was very fun though. And then that night we went over to Dave's parents' house.
That's church in the afternoon.
Oh, church in the afternoon, yep. And then Dave's parents' house in the evening. And then the next day, Dave and I did a little bit, and then his parents came over and brought presents. So it's kind of like these different Christmas. It was just different this year. It was great. It was just different, but super fun with the grandkids just to see their joy. And I just think, well, we need to have more joy like that. Anyway, I'm going to show you a stamp set that I used on Saturday, and this one it's called Fragrant Layers, and it's so pretty, and there's so many possibilities with it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you it's from the January online exclusives, which that's going to come out January 6th. So you'll be able to order from here on January 6th. And you can actually print this from the Stampin' Up! Website. You'll be able to print this right from there. So they just recently started making one where you can actually print. So that's helpful. All right. So I'm going to use Fragrant Layers, which I did use on Saturday. So I think some will look familiar, but I'm going to make 2 totally different cards than I did then, using them in different ways. All right, so the first card, where our main color is going to be Berry Burst, but I'm actually going to put it on white. I'm going to make it, and then we can make a decision here on how we want it to be. So first, we're going to go ahead and die cut out the very center of. Remember, if I mentioned that this edge does not have a cut, so that means I can put it right in the middle. I can put it right in the middle, and it's not going to cut the edges. Just make sure I have one sheet there. So I can do it like this, kind of like a window. And I'm going to put it up a little bit high so I can put a word there. So let's go ahead and pull in our big boss here. And I bought a plain one, another plate just to have as a clear plate. But look what happened. As I was preparing for these, one side got a couple of them. Anyway, that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and center that in the kind of in the middle here, and we're going to make a little window here. So we'll do that. That looks pretty straight to me. Squish the bug. Boop. Of course, you could use your. Oh, before I do that, pause. There was one more thing I want to do before we die cut it out. I'm glad I remembered. Don't have to, but it's going to make it easier. We're going to use adhesive sheets, and we're going to make the back sticky so it will stick onto what we're going to make. So let's go ahead and cut a little piece of this. I'm going to cut it about, it can go bigger than that, does not matter. But I want the back of this, when I die cut it out, I want it to be sticky. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this sticky on here. Doesn't matter which side, because inside is the sticky adhesive. And so I'm going to put this, got it here, I can kind of feel it just like that. Don't even have to get all of it, but when I peel this off, I want it to be sticky. So, okay, and again, you could just use glue, but we're gonna do it this way. All right, we'll center that up again. That looks pretty good. I know some people would probably measure from both edges. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm not that kind of person. I just kind of look and say, it's going to be so pretty. They'll be like, wowed. And unless it's really off, squish the bug. And you could use, like I started to say, washi tape or a tape to hold it there so you know it's not going to move. Put that big guy on the ground. And so here is our hole. So here is our, I should bring over my little brush is what I should bring over, but I will do that sometime. I'm going to pop out all these little pieces, and the Take Your Pick comes with a little brush. You can a separate little set. You can get a little brush, which is super handy on this kind of thing. And actually, when I pull this off, a lot of this will come. So maybe I'll pull it off first and see where we're at. All right, so I'm going to take off this little edge here. Because remember, this is like two-way tape. So now this is going to be super sticky underneath, which is great. Yeah, see that? How it pulls off all those pieces. You don't even need to push them out. But then there's always a couple that are stubborn, so we will push those out. But I find it does take off quite a bit. Let's get that one out. And this we don't want. So this is kind of a cool way to use the outline that I'm going to show you. All right, there's that. Okay, let's get all these little pieces out of our way. And so this is just the outline now. The back, I said the back here is sticky. Here's why. Because let's go ahead and move our adhesive strips out of the way. When we die cut out just this edge, just the outline, I tend to drop it. That's how I get it out. But there are these little holes here, these holes that you can poke, and this will help it pop out if you can't quite get it. So any of those will help it come out. This is going to sit right behind this, and I am going to put it on our acrylic sheet because I do have quite a bit of adhesive on here. So let's turn this the correct way, and this is going to layer right on, let's get that situated, right on top of this. And kind of have to decide which side you want it on. There we go. Okay. Much easier than trying to glue that on. Much easier. So
Hi, friends.
We have two options at this point. Number one is we can put it on white, and look how pretty that is, just on the white, basic white. The other option is I already think I like this one better, but you could put it here, but you need a little bit to see that background. So we could do it like that. I kind of like that one better. What are your thoughts, Dave? Sort of like it on some people like the pure white. I'm going to put it on here. So, and I already have some of our sticky on it, which is so handy. This card has very little stamping, but it's really, really pretty. So let's just pop that. Oops. I don't want to pop that on there yet because I have something else to add here. We need to add some leaves. So we're going to add some leaves. I die cut out 3 sets of leaves. Okay, so sometimes I like throw them, and then if they don't come out, then okay. It's kind of like the kid that you're like, look at what they can do, and then they don't do it. Right? But I promise they can. Even with putting this adhesive here is going to help so much with this, but look at the detail on the leaf. You see that? Oh my goodness. Just great detail, and it does come with 3 so that you can die cut one time and get all 3 out. Probably because of the detail, it doesn't pop out as quickly. That's okay. That's just the way I do it. I tend to drop it. And if you ever lose one in the trash, not that that's ever happened to me, but one of these dies, you just take a really thick magnet and you just hold it in the trash, and all of a sudden you go, clink, and there it is. Like I said, not that that's ever happened to me, but all right, let's start with this 3-piece. Let's do it the right way. Little 3-piece right here, right on top. That'll give us some good color under there. And then we'll do a 2-piece and a 2-piece. So this one goes this way, bigger here. Like, nope, I think it goes on this one. Like a puzzle. I'm excited to do a puzzle. Do you guys ever do those book nooks? I got 2 book nooks for Christmas, and they're kind of like puzzles. I really like them. They're models. Okay. Look at that.
Miniature dioramas.
Yes. Isn't that so pretty with the green shining through? Oh,
yep.
I think it's very stunning. So now we can stick our white on. I just randomly, it's not even straight. Doesn't matter. I just cut a piece of white so that I can put that behind there. You could even pop it up to give it a little bit of dimension there. That would be kind of fun. Let's do that. I think I can. Let's pop this piece up. and see. Then we get a little bit of a shadow box effect, which I think would be really pretty. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and grab some of my strips. Ooh. Or the outline, the edge of our dimensionals will do just fine. I do love the strips, you guys. I love the strips because they just are quick and easy. All right, let's get one going here. So we're going to pop this up from this piece and grab that edge. There we go. All right, that's really what I want right there. Okay, we'll see how we do it this much. And I am going to put it on here rather than on this paper because cardstock, because I want to make sure I've got it covered and that I can't see it. I want to be able to see this edge. Whereas if I put it on here, I don't know exactly where the corner is, the edges are. So, okay, now my brain is saying you could make a shaker card with this. And how cute would that be with something fun behind it? See, you just like it. I never stop thinking of the fun things we could do. All right, I'm gonna put this way. And I just want a little bit right here, and then I'm good to go. Maybe just one of these will hold it right there. Except I got the little piece in, I don't want that. There we go. All right, now I'm ready to put it on here. There we go. And as long as it's all covered, it's good. Oh, I like that. I like that little bit of shadow. That's kind of fun, like a little window, sort of. All right, I probably should have stamped this before, but I will go ahead and put that on another piece so that I can pop up also. I was going to stamp right here, but we don't have to. Oh, so pretty. So Berry Burst, what a fun color. Nice and bright, cheery. It's funny because Berry Burst and Melon Mambo, I thought, oh, they're so similar, but they're really not the same at all. Makes me think of, what's the movie we watch?
Oh, Devil Wears Prada.
Devil Wears Prada. It's
Sorry.
practically the same color. And anyway, if you know what I'm talking about.
Cerulean.
Yeah, cerulean blue. Well, it's the same color. Anyway, all right. So I do like that on there, but I was going to show you just, it does look nice and clean on the white as well. Just a really pretty color there, but I'm going to use I'm more about color. So I'm going to use the Berry Burst on that. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. It's just a clean, really fun look. And it's so fun that this die cut is a little bit bigger than this one. How fun is that? That's super fun. I will tell you, it's super fun. Okay. We definitely need something in the middle and we need our words. So let me just grab those. Our word is, we're going to die cut that out. Also, I'm going to use my little one and just die cut out this. Oh, that's why I was going to use those words. That's okay. I'm going to, there's one more die here. That's a little bit bigger of a die. And I was going to show you this on the next card, but I will show you right now. See how there's two holes in there? This one just punches out a hole, and this one actually punches it out so you can grab it and take it. So this one has an outline, and it has the inside. So it has both, and when you cut them out. So we're going to cut one in, we're going to cut it in basic white. There we go. And then we'll stamp on it. Would you grab me a piece of Berry Burst? Because I think I would like to stamp. I would like to die cut a little one in Berry Burst as well. Then you actually have two extras. All right, so we line these up. It has numbers on them. I don't have a clean plate like I do with the larger one, but that is just fine. So this is going to give us, I probably could have cut both at the same time.
How big?
Pardon me?
How big?
Small strip. All right, so that gives us that inside piece, but then I also have a frame. So how fun is that? And I'm going to cut the frame in, Berry Burst, and then I'll have a nice little frame to put around my words. So I love the mini boss for things like this, mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. We call it the mini boss. I love it for little things. However, the big boss can do everything. The mini boss cannot do everything, which is why when I was cutting that inside piece, I could not use the mini. So it's great to have both, but if you can only get one, get the big boss. Be the big boss. All right, let's move that out of the way. So we have lots of edges and lots of, but look how fun this is going to be. Let's pull our card back in here. So we can have this border, and then we can stamp our words and they'll stick right inside. How fun is that? So that it, we're going to use a little bit bigger words than the other ones we used the other day. This one is going to say, it's your day. It's your day. And sometimes when I've just used something, I just want to make sure that it is still clean. So I'm just going to give it a quick little stamp here. Yep. Okay. Phew. Just checking. All right. We're going to stamp that, of course, in Berry Burst. And right here on our It's Your Day, I'm going to go right in the middle. And I mentioned this the other day as well. If I use a block that's exactly the same size as the words, I cannot see where to center it. So I prefer a bigger block to do that. Okay, so here we are. How fun is this? It's so pretty. This one I'm going to stick straight down, but this one, of course, I'm going to pop up the words. Why would I not do that, right? So let's grab our matte, acrylic matte, and I'm going to put some glue on this. This would have been another good place to use that the sticky paper. Dave, you got to be with me. You got to fill in my words. That's okay.
Adhesive sheets.
Thank you. That's how I know he's working on something for us, but something different. Adhesive sheets. Thanks. All right, so let's go ahead and put this right here. What a pretty card. Oh, I really like it. And then let's pop this piece up. You could just stick it in there, but let's just pop that up. Do you guys use dimensionals as much as I do? I like everything to have something popped up, and I also like everything to have bling. If possible, pop-up bling is what I always want. You know what? I'm going to ask you to get one more thing if you have time. And if you don't, it's okay. Can I have the rhinestone gems?
Yep.
I was going to use some other colors, but I think the rhinestone gems are going to really make this pop. I had something else planned, but all right. So let's stick this in here. We've got so much dimension on this. Isn't that fun? Look at that. So much fun. Now let's just go ahead and stamp our inside of our, let's put a little flower on the inside because we can, right? Just because we can. And thanks, love. We're going to, in our stamp set, we have a flower. Thank you. Awesome. I'm going to stick those on just a second. We're going to stamp the inside. All of a sudden, here they are. I'm like, where are they? They are right here. So we're just going to stamp the inside just in the Berry Burst. And I'm going to stamp one off and then stamp it with the darker one on. So let's go ahead and you could use the other one as well, but let's go ahead and use this and stamp one off. There we go. I'm just going to stamp one maybe on the side like that. And then we'll just stamp directly on it and get a darker color. Now let's line these up. They are different. I look for something that identifies it. Let's go see. So there's a bump here. I see. I'm pretty sure that would sit like that. Yep. I just try to find one thing. And then sometimes you can, if you want to just, oops, smudge. That's where I'll write my name. So that's okay. I'm just going to go for it. It's kind of hard to see color on color, but ooh, so pretty. Isn't that nice? That looks so pretty. And then I think I will just do a Berry Burst leaf just in the outline. I'm not going to make Dave get up again for green. So we'll just stamp a little leaf in our Berry Burst. Maybe just like right here. That pretty. All right, let's stick that on the inside and we'll be good to go. After we add our gems, because we want to have gems. Got to make something sparkle on here, right? There we go. Just like that. Look how pretty that is. All right, let's grab some gems. What can I say? You know, it's real life, right? That's what happens. And you can either cover it up or you can use another piece or you can flip it over. There's lots of ways to cover that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick a gem in the center of these for starters. I think it needs one. It got some green goop on it. There we go. Stick one in the center because why wouldn't we? Because we can. Right in the middle there. So pretty. And one more in the middle there. Okay, and I'm debating. I think I just need a little more gems. I'm gonna put one here. It just calls for it, right? It's got the hole right there. It just you've got to put it in there. There we go. Get that little bit off. I mean, I could put some all over, but I'll stop there. All right, let's see if we can get that clear. Get that to come in a little bit clearer. There we are. Look how pretty that is. Can you get that to focus, Dave?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so that's all right. So there is, just using the background, die cutting from the outline and putting it behind this, you can get this really nice layer like that. So did you have a commercial for us?
Sure.
All right, that is my first card. I have one more that is stunning.
As we mentioned on Saturday, coming up is Super Stampin' Sunday, so Super Stamping Weekend, because this year it is bigger than ever. Super Stamping has now expanded to 9 hours of creative fun. So as with everything, go to thestamperstudio.com. Once you're there, you can scroll on down and you will see February 6th and 7th is Super Stamping Weekend.
And we didn't even plan that 6-7, I'm just saying.
I know. Lisa would have boycotted it
Absolutely.
had we done that. But February 6th and 7th, 9 hours. Friday night, you get to hear from Lisa, Amy, and Tracy, each of them doing an hour on a different new product from the new catalog or the new online exclusives. Saturday morning, 3 hours again, one from each demonstrator, 3 additional products. And then Saturday afternoon, 3 more hours, 3 more products. Now, you can register, get your party box with all the supplies for make and takes for every single one of those products. So you will get 9, count them, 9 make and takes that you get to do along with our stampers. Now, if you can't be there for all 9 hours, not a problem at all. As always, these are recorded. Following the sessions, we will be posting those recordings so then you can go back and either rewatch or watch the ones you weren't able to join live and participate with all the fun. Also, we will be doing prizes throughout our weekend. We will be giving away some great prizes using the products that are featured. It is a great time. Everyone has an amazing fun time laughing, stamping, seeing new products, new techniques, and we already have people who are signing up. So if you have not signed up yet, go to thestamperstudio.com, scroll on down to Super Stamping Weekend, and register today.
All right. Super excited. Okay, so our second card, as I was seeing this outline, I immediately thought of gold. Like, how pretty would it be if something was in gold? So I die cut this right here out of gold. This is our textured gold. And I thought, well, what color do we put behind it? Well, I'm going to just use basic white. And this die cut, the flower, let me grab that for you. This die cut right here, like that, it has great texture. So I want you to see, I don't know if you can see, but there's really good texture on that. And I thought, how pretty is white and gold? So we're just going to glue this right on top, and then we're going to continue with making our card. But this is, you know how sometimes with clothes you start with these pants, or this, you start with something, right, that you want to match. Well, this is what I wanted to match. So this is the first thing I started with. So let's go ahead and I don't think this is the self-adhesive one. Pretty sure it's not. Nope. So we'll go ahead and glue this on. And again, I'm going to do my little pile of glue and my dauber and just get some glue on here. So this dauber, if you see, has a little washi tape around it. It happens to be from Japan, in case you're wondering, from Nara, where there are deer. This, just in case you wanted to know.
This particular washi tape?
This particular washi tape.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, look, see, there's a deer on it.
Ah.
Because deer wander in Nara. All right, anyway, let's get that. And I saw one little hole that I wanted to poke out right there. Otherwise, I think we're good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stick that right on top of the white, just basic white. Whisper, it's the, what do they call it? Pure white. It's the 12 by 12. I only use the 12 by 12 white anymore because the 8.5 by 11 white is a little bit different color. And I like the brighter of the white. So I use the 12 by 12 exclusively. All right, so we have that. Woo, we got our start. And then I thought, okay, we're going to put that on black. And I could measure this, of course, and tell you, here's how I actually do it, though. I actually make a full card and then cut off 1.5 inches. But I'll tell you what it is, in case you don't like to do it my method and you want to save paper. It's 7.25 inches. But that's the way I like it. It's an easy way for me to do it. So I know, goofy sometimes. All right, we have another suite that is called, I cannot show you the whole suite, but the paper is stunning. It is called the Lovely and Beautiful Suite Collection. And I'm just gonna, I've shown you some cards with that, but I looked at this and I looked at this card and thought, oh, that fits perfectly with it, because it has gold on that side and this side has this really pretty pastel-y colors. It has the petunia pop and the peach pie. So I think I do like it the first way I put it on. So let's go ahead and stick that on. Okay, gold, stunning, right? So pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and stick that on. I did leave a little edge, so I cut this at 5.25, and then just 1 inch. And I did cut a little paper for the inside. And this one is 2 3/4 by 4. We might stamp on that, so I think I'm going to wait on putting that inside. All right, then I was like, okay, well, that's pretty, but it needs something behind it, right? So I was looking I really wanted to find my vellum, because I wanted to put a vellum piece behind it. And I don't know where the vellum is. Maybe I don't have any more. So then I started thinking, well, could we add a little bit of vellum, maybe? Or the other thing I thought of is that in this same thing, we have some of these really pretty, let me grab them. I have these really pretty little flowers. And they are these right here. It comes as one die and it cuts out 7 of the little flowers. So I was thinking, well, could we make something like this? Because I really wanted a background, like I said, but couldn't quite get that. Could we do something? Kind of need your input here, Dave. I know I'm
Yes.
talking to myself, or talking to them, but I know. Oh, wait. I did come up with another one. Sorry, I forgot. So I really wanted something behind it, so I ended up using a window sheet because I wanted something, it needs something, right? So I went with a window sheet,
Yes.
and I actually embossed it. I have never done that before, but I thought, well, I want texture. So I used the exposed brick 3D embossing folder and embossed a window sheet.
Great idea.
Right? I thought so too. I'm going to put it this way because it's curling that way, so I'm going to stick it down that way. And I have no idea if the adhesive would show, so I'm going to try to put it underneath here. So let's go ahead and stick that on. See, that gives us a little pop. And then I don't think we need that, but we'll decorate with these little flowers. So let's put this on first. We'll put this on. And I mean, I was thinking, oh, some kind of shimmer paper. I think we have some white shimmer paper that would look really pretty. So let's just stick this. I did go on, I forgot to show you where this came from. Sorry, I was so excited about it. This little die comes from the Beautifully Celebrated Dies. And this one, I went another size down. So I went 3 from the outside to get this to fit on this little piece of paper here. So we're going to do these like that. Let's just look and see. How do we want these? They could go any which way. I think I'm going to do them like that. All right, so there's that. Pretty. That sticks right on there. And then I'm going to put adhesive where we can't see it. And I'm actually going to, I guess I will go ahead and use this. I'm not sure with yeah, it'll stick. We'll find out. I don't use window sheets this way. So it's a new experiment for me. But I do want this die to sit up and down straight. There we go, like that. Okay, just gonna hold that for a second. It gives it some texture behind there. Gives it a little bit so you can see it. And then we're
Helps
gonna
it just stand out a little more.
for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my mini dimensionals. Oh look, I found some more strips. I'm gonna use my little minis and hilarious that there aren't any minis over here right now. That's okay. Because I ordered too many minis at one time. So I felt like I need to get rid of them. Oh, here's the die I was gonna show you. This one right here. So it has all these little flowers. How pretty are they? Let me just pop those out. I thought, oh, that's a fun little addition on. And I think that's where I was thinking, even with the vellum, there could be some vellum sticking out a little bit. Doesn't have to be all of it. You know, a little vellum sticking out. You can tell I created this in my mind and didn't make the whole thing ahead of time. But let's see if we want to do this. A little bit of vellum behind it. Yeah, I like it. A little bit of layers, and then we can add some decor, some flowers. Let's grab these. What do you think? I think it's kind of pretty.
It's very pretty.
I mean, I think, you know, I'm kind of creating as I go, but I did want something soft, a little bit of a softer color there. And I'm going to stick a little glue dot underneath that vellum so it'll stay put. Just grab that and stick it under here. And further. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. I love vellum. You know, we used to have vellum cardstock and then it went away. And now we have it back. It's 12 by 12. It's on my list to reorder already. Might just order 2 packs because I do love vellum. It just gives it that soft background. Okay. We are also going to use, this gold is different. So we're not going to use those, but we are going to use either, these are our shimmer iridescent pearls, they're current, or these. So that's kind of the 2 things I pulled out. And these are the strawberry slush and pretty in pink, but it has those which are kind of have a little bit of gold in them.
I like those.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just use those. Those look really pretty. So obviously I need to put something in the center. I think I'm going to go with a little one so that you can, nope, I think I'm going to go with a big one. After I held it there, I was like, no, I'm going to go with the big one. And put those right in the middle there so it has something, right? Needs something in the middle to pop up. And then, we don't have our words on yet, but that's okay. And then, these little flowers, I could be just a little addition here. Little like filling in. I'm going to do 3 of them, I believe, and pop those up. All right. So, and then we'll put a couple more gems on. But we'll grab a little piece of this, little edge. And, all right. I'm going to stick one on maybe here. Yeah, I don't think I could just have them random. That doesn't seem... Okay, that's just funny because I don't like random. So random doesn't really work for me anyway.
Understatement of the year.
Right. That, and the year isn't over yet. Almost. Maybe it won't be the understatement of next year. We'll have to see. But I'm going to stick 3 of these little flowers. One there. I'm going to stick one down here, which hold that vellum on a little bit more. And we'll put one more. And the others, you know what? They're going to go on the inside. That's why there's an odd number. Oh, no, there's an even number. Nope, there's 7 total. Never mind. Ignore me. All right. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? I think that is really pretty. And the words I want to use on this are, let's grab our stamp set. Maybe like so happy for you, right? Because it kind of feels like a wedding or anniversary card. And I'm not going to stick them on the front. I am going to add a few more of those gems, but I'm going to put that on the inside. So let's see how, ooh, I actually like it this way better. Look at how pretty that is.
Very nice.
I don't know, I kind of like it that way. So
Yep.
I'm going to turn this
I
way.
agree.
Yeah. Give it a stepping out. All right, so we're going to use the longer sentiment, which is, oopsie. So happy for you. There we go. We need a bigger block. We'll use this block. Peel them off carefully so they don't rip anything. I did that one time. Not on something solid like that, but on a congratulations. I was like, oh, bummer. And of course, I'm going to stamp that in black. Memento black. Get that in there. So happy for you. Just definitely seems like an anniversary or something. Do we have anybody's anniversary coming up I can give this to? So
Actually, it's Patty and Jim's anniversary today.
Yes.
50th.
Yes.
So even better with the gold.
It's really hard to send something that I just made though. But yes, you're right. And they are going to Florida, I think, with the whole family.
Yep.
So let's go ahead.
But I just noticed today it was their 50th anniversary.
That's so fun. So happy for you. And again, not a lot of stamping, but a really creative use of the dies and everything else. Look
and
how
she is
pretty.
one of our hobby demonstrators on our team. So
Yep.
good friend and part of our Stampin' family.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put these on in the middle. Push that back in the middle. I'm going to put these on with a glue dot inside because I can. So let's put one up here. Yep. And they're flat, so they are not going to make it too bulky. Put one here, and then put another one way over there. It's kind of fun when you open up a card and there's something special on the inside. How cute is that? It's so cute. All right, let's add a couple more of these gems because, you know, more is more. Not less is more. More is more. I should have a t-shirt made with that. More is more. All right, let's go ahead and find some good sparkly. Put one up here. I don't know if I want.
Maybe we need to add a section of t-shirts on our website.
Oh my. I was sort of joking, but
that'd be kind of fun.
It would be fun. I'm going to stick this. I don't like a perfect triangle, so I'm going to stick it like that. All right. So there is that.
I have one more thing to add before we go.
Yes, go ahead. I'm going to actually stick these down. I kind of want them flat. Go ahead.
So as I already have said, the Stamper Studio for everything you need. When you scroll even further down the page, you will come to the section with our hosted retreats at the Refuge Little Falls. These are a great time for you to come and get your craft on. Come bring your projects. You get dedicated space in the craft studio. We provide all the rest. You get to stay in the beautiful Refuge Little Falls. Homemade meals are provided throughout your weekend. And even more, coming up, we have one of our special weekends.
Oh, yeah.
That is Super Weekend. Not super stamping, but Super Weekend. On Super Weekend, you get to come and you get time to craft, but we also will spend 3 sessions making 6 different soups. Each session, we'll make 2 of the soups. You will leave with a half gallon of each of the soups. We did this last year. Everyone had an amazing fun time.
Huge
we all
success.
got to stock our freezers with great tasting soups. We have brought back some of the perennial favorites and added a couple new ones this year as well. So Super Weekend is coming up January 9th to the 11th. We still have a couple spots left. So like I said, go to thestamperstudio.com, scroll on down to hosted retreats, and you can sign up for Super Weekend. It is a great time, great soup, great fun, and you get to craft. How does it get any better than that? So please join us for that amazing weekend.
Love that. Thank you. All right, so there is our beautiful card. I was thinking, oh, do we need more? No, we don't need any more. There it is. So beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous and not hard. Not hard. You know, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not hard. And then this one is from today. Let me show you the ones.
Set that one below.
Oh, sorry.
Thank
Let
you.
me show you the ones we made the other day, which are also quite beautiful. So this one is the pure stamping. So I just stamped and no die cut. Well, I did die cut that, but no die cutting in the image. And then this one uses the square die. It uses this piece, but on top rather than sitting below it like this one. So already look at these. There's so many options for these. Look at that. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. All right. Well, I hope you had a good time today. I hope you enjoyed that. And here's to your week. Hope you have a good week. Have a happy New Year's, safe and happy New Year's. We'll see you on Saturday. And I'm excited to show you something from the new catalog about Easter. All right, friends. I will see you on Saturday. Happy stamping.
Hey there, makers, gather round. It's time to spread that crafty sound. Paper, ink, stamps, and snips. We're rolling up our sleeves. Come get your tips. tips, from fresh ideas to color so bold, new techniques and stories told. Every card a little piece of art. Let's dive in, let's make a start. New in the studio, Lisa's here. Spark your style, bring some cheer. Stamp it, snip it, let it flow. Watch your create.